What's up out there? Let's get caught up on where I am currently. So I went through, we'll start off on the Atlas tree. I did get the 5-way mapping device over here. That is now done. So I backed out of the Legion stuff that I was into. I don't think there's any more reason to have Legion at this point. I looked through the challenges. I didn't see any for Legion, so I just kind of pulled out of that. I see that I have an extra wheel in here I can get out of that too, so I'll pull this out too. But what I have is Betrayal, because I'm still trying to get some unveils. I've got a few left to get down here on this. Not too many, but what I need to do is go down and write down the gear that I need to look for. I think it's kind of a mixture of everything. So I can probably still pick it all up and unveil it, but I still have a few things to unveil. Once I get that done, I'll be able to pull out of the Betrayal side of it. So I went this side here because of Legion and Betrayal. I've got the 5-way map device, so I pulled out of that. Once I get this Betrayal done, I'll pull out of this portion. What I've gone into, and I've still stayed in the Essence portion, I'm picked up Rogue Exiles, and we've got 3 wheels here. I came up into this side for this one, and then we've got Rogue Exiles here and here. That should be all of it. Then I also, since I was in this side with Essence, I started pulling off of Beyond. And what I free up here and with Betrayal and whatever's left over on this side, I'm going to go into the Beyond section. The reason I want to do that, and then there's these Vol side areas, which, where is that? Vol side areas are no longer corrupted. Really? I didn't know you could do that. I also want to come into these side here and start doing these Vol side areas. So it looks like we've got 2 wheels, actually 3. Nope. That's just incursion stuff. So there's, yeah, click it like a million times so I could see it. So it looks like there's just 2. And these are right off of what I've already got. So once I get this Betrayal stuff done, I'll probably start pulling out of this and come down here. I did fight Katarina. I've fought her twice. The first fight sucked. The second one wasn't as bad. I died a lot on the first one. Second time wasn't too bad. But what I want to do is get into these Vol side areas and run with the Betrayal stuff. The reason I'm kind of getting interested in that is because I noticed that I was starting to collect exotic currency. Well, I'm sorry, not just exotic currency, but I started collecting this tainted stuff. And that got me to thinking, it looks like from the Beyond monsters, you get this currency. And that marries up with the Vol side areas. And I kind of wanted to tinker around with that and get some corrupted gear and tinker with it. And I did notice, I just now saw that one of these lets you get this Vol side areas are no longer corrupted. So it would actually be fairly easy to just pick up these wheels from where I'm currently at with what I've got. So I could easily tear all this out here, get rid of all this, and then come into these Vol side areas, finish off the Beyond stuff, and then go into some other things. The reason I wanted to do that is just to mess around with the corrupted gear and see what I could do, tinker around with that stuff. There are challenges associated with it. There's also challenges associated with the Rogue Exiles. I don't remember where they are in this list, but I want to say some of them were Rogue Exiles in like tier 16 maps. The thing that I'm focusing on currently is not dying. I want to level up. So I hit level 90. I'm working on this. Man, this last grind for the last 3 notches on this took probably 10 maps, way longer than I thought it was going to. I was running low tier maps. I started trying to run high tier and then I'd die. So I'd lose progress. So then I go back to low tier and it's just kind of a seesaw effect. In my current strategy, I want to build up currency and I want to build up essences. And I've had to learn to pick my battles and stay away from certain essence monsters, especially if I go and juice it up with the Wildwood stuff. So I've had to be careful on that. And if I run too high a tier map, I get into issues. So I'm running into problems with that I need to be cognizant of. I went ahead and put all my implicits on my gear. I'm starting to get plenty of the Eldritch stuff. So I put up implicits on all my gear. I plan on upgrading this gear this week. I've been starting to collect. I've been keeping my gear clean. But like I have tier 85 or item level 85 versions of this gear. I just don't have the currency for it at the moment. Like this one's 84, but this dropped, and I think I might have re-rolled a little bit of it. I can't remember. I did one of those syndicate side areas where you can do the essence crafting on it. This might have came from that. This is good except for the regen life. I don't need that. I need other things on here. And I don't really need the strength or dex so much, but it would help. that would take some, that would remove some of the stuff I need on this stuff here. What I really need is this spell suppression, which takes essence to get into. It's a long, complicated process. I'm just not really getting there on. But I was able to switch out my amulet for this one here, which has got dex and all attributes, which lets me get my gear on. I did put some chaos resistance rings on. I removed some of the requirements that I had. And somebody brought up a good point. Speaking of removing requirements, leaving Flame Dash on a low, because this only needs to be, I already get 3 uses out of it anyway, and I'm not really using it. So instead of keeping this leveled up fairly high, where I need a lot higher intelligence, I keep wanting to say integer for some reason. Every video is like that. So instead of needing higher intelligence, I can leave this low, and then all I have to worry about is dex. I don't have to care about intelligence as much. So if I pull this off, it's a dex requirement that I have, not an intelligence requirement. I also got a comment. Somebody was asking me why I don't have Ancestral Cry over here. With the the Primalist one I had, I was able to put banner skills have no reservation, and then this mana reservation efficiency, or 6% increased mana reservation efficiency. This was great. This allowed me to put Ancestral Cry on the move, but I can't do that now, because if I do, I basically can't ever leap slam, or I can leap slam once and then I can't call in my totems. My efficiency is so bad right now that, and then of course I switched over to tinctures again. I was trying this one out. I need to look up what low life means. I haven't done it yet. I need to make sure it's not within that 20% range. I have a passive skill. What is it? This one here? No. There's one of the passives in here. I'm not going to look for it, but there is a passive that when you get enemies down to 20%, they just die. If this goes into that, then if low life is below 20% health, then this is a completely useless thing. But I wanted to get back and try this. We've got challenges for it, so I wanted to try these out. That's why I switched back. I really missed the thing, and I missed the mana reservation, so I may switch over back to Primalist again. I'm not sure. But I wanted to try it out, try some tinctures. I wanted to see if I could kill that boss. You got to do, tier 14 maps and higher and stuff like that. So that's kind of a thing. But I want to level. And if I go trying too high levels, I die. So if I try too high maps, I end up dying. I've had to learn to pick my battles and run off and stay away from things. As far as chaos resistance, I'm up 12% positive. I have all 76% elemental resistances and over 100% on the upper limit, so we're good there. 21,000 armor, 3,000 evasion. My accuracy is 4708, which is above my health. I know I need to work on life, but what I did to try to work on the life bit a little bit was I actually backed away from kinetic impacts. I took these 4 nodes out and put those nodes in here on this Heart of the Warrior side for life and everything. So that's why I want to level back up, is to get these 2 nodes picked back up. And then I need a third one for this Born to Fight, so I get extra fizz damage over here. At some point, I'll come down to this wheel according to the guide. But that's kind of where we're at with this thing right now. The problem is, if I push too hard on the Wildwood, or if I push too high a tier on maps and stuff like that, I get killed somewhere. And it's kind of iffy on some of the fights, so we'll just do a low tier map here. Clearing, even on tier 16 maps, this is what my clear looks like. I can kill stuff fairly easily. This isn't a big deal. I should run the Wildwood real quick, but I'm not really going to mess with it at this point. I'm just demonstrating here. Like, I just deleted that rare. You know, sometimes I can do that. Sometimes the fights last a while, and we got to sit here and chunk away at them. So this is kind of pretty much the same tier 16 experience that you'd see. Not necessarily deleting rares in one shot, but like my clear is fairly good, and we can go in here and just kill the boss. Boss fight, yeah, he's just dead. The problem is when I get things. Why are we not going to the map? That's kind of odd. Couldn't tell if I wasn't clicking on it or I was getting some weird lag or something. The game's had some odd issues that I haven't quite. Sometimes it gets really laggy and sometimes it's not. It's hard to tell. But you can see we're doing fairly well. Like, this is kind of the experience that I get on pretty much whatever tier. So we're not doing bad. It's just can definitely do a lot better. And I think I've already got that. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth through this whole thing. That's kind of the experience we get. So we're doing fairly well. My plan for this week, I'm off on vacation for 2 weeks, so I've got plenty of time to play and do whatever I want. I really want to focus on building up more currency. I want to focus up on this gear that I'm starting to collect. So the rub that I'm running into is I need to run higher level tier 16, tier 15 maps to get really high level 83, 84, 85 gear, but then I die if I do too much of it. So I need to get base gear and stuff like that from the high level maps, but I need to spend time getting essence and currency from the low tier map. So I've got some currency built up. What I really need is this contempt currency here, or the essence, I mean. And then I've got some currency. Like I said, I wanted to start tinkering with this tainted stuff and vol side areas and stuff like that. So I want to build up some currency, and I think I want to work on leveling. I want to work on collecting currency, and I want to work on collecting some gear so that I can level up some of the stuff that I've got and work that direction. So that's kind of my focus on where I'm going to be going. The main thing is just not dying. I did work on some delve a little bit here and there. So as I build up the whatever that stuff, I can't remember what it is, but whatever the yellow crap you build up, not the azurite, but the other stuff, the stuff you build up, sulfurite, to go into delve. As I build that up and max that out, I've been going and doing some delve, but I haven't really focused on delve, if that makes sense. I've just kind of been running around. I think we're, I don't know, 100 depth or something like that. Go check that real fast. Unfortunately, we have to load into it. But I have been doing some delve on the side. Yeah, see, I've got 6,100, but we're down here at level 107. So I started doing some diving down into delve, and again, trying to get currency, trying to get items, stuff like that. Just kind of trying to move around and get some things done. I have some of this stuff left to unveil. We need some of this done. Got a couple of things in the mapping I need to get done. I do have, I can't remember if I showed this yet or not, but I do have 111 out of 115 on the mapping side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these to finish. I did go ahead and get all of these things done for the Pantheon stuff. So I've got all these collected. So it's the best that I could get from there. Which I need to recheck and see if I need any of these other ones. I did get enough of these. Where's that at? Yeah, I got like 13 of these vessels, so I could keep doing more if I wanted. So that's kind of where we're at. I did get up into the Maven section. I'm ready to go do the Maven fight. Once I get enough of these tier 14 maps done, I can look at getting all the slivers for her fight ready to go. That's ready to start working on that. I'm ready to start doing, I can do the Searing Exarch. I've got that fight sitting here. But if I do this fight, I want to do it when I don't have XP to lose. So we're kind of looping back around. That's why I want to focus on lower tier maps, say white and yellow maps, somewhere in that realm. Work on Kirok missions to try to get the last 4 maps that I need. Work on currency stuff, essence, stuff like that. That's kind of where we're at. That's the loop I'm in right now. Get these unveils done. I don't necessarily care about running what's her head. Unfortunately, I've had the Camellia fight or whatever her name is, that fight. I don't necessarily need that a lot. But the unfortunate side is I don't have a 6-socket chest piece yet. That is going to be a high item on my list, high on my list to finish. I've had 2 or 3 times in the I've done 2 of the Camellia fights, whatever her name is, and at least 2 or 3 times in all of the syndicate stuff that I've done, I've had a chance for white sockets on gear, and I keep missing it because I don't have a 6-socket item. I don't even have a chance at one for a chest piece. So, and even the stuff that I've dropped doesn't have 6 sockets, or whether it's 6 sockets or 6 linked. Like, I could deal with the sockets, you know, if this was, well, this is 6-socketed, but I didn't have this at the time. I could deal with the sockets with a few, this is right where I need it actually for this. I think I need all red and 1 green. So I've gotten this sense, I just need to get it linked and then I can use it. And this would be a good one to use. tier 85, I could be able to roll whatever I need on it. I just need to get that point. But getting back to the socketing thing, the white sockets, I've had the opportunity to get some in case my sockets were off, but I haven't had the gear to run on it, so I just kind of had to let them go. So that's been unfortunate. Anyway, getting off topic. That will do it for this video. You know my plans. We're working for currency and essence and stuff like that. That's what we're going to be working on. And yes, we'll be changing out gear. I know some people get bent because I haven't changed some of my gear yet, or the axe isn't good enough. It is what it is. This is doing fine right now. I don't have any issues. I can totally run the content that I'm working on at the moment to try to get higher content. I want to focus on leveling and collecting currency and stuff at the moment. So that's where we're at. Anyway, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.